All right. And we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. I am currently in Rio de Janeiro on this beautiful Thursday. I hope all the family is well. We definitely got a lot going on in the world today, man, but we do have a very good subject to talk about today. A pretty important topic as far as, can brothers build together pretty much internationally overseas. And we're going to definitely get into that subject. So hold on tight real quick, man, for this real quick our sponsor, the Black Man Travels merch store. And we're gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna get right into it right after this. Fellas, don't forget to check out the Black Man Travels merch store where you can purchase BMT t-shirts, tank tops, travel quote tees, and much more. Stay travel motivated, my friends. Join the movement. Hey, family, if you want to connect with your fellow travelers around the globe and get early access to content as well as private events and merch store discounts, then make sure you join the private Black Man Travels 2.0 Facebook group. All right. Fellas, if you haven't already joined the private Black Man Travels 2.0 Facebook group, man, it's off the chain. A lot of good information in there. Make sure you join, man. Like I said, it's a group of traveling brothers. We give a lot of good information. Brothers all overseas. You got brothers in Thailand right now, South Africa, Colombia, Brazil, DR. And we just give each other information. We give each other updates on a lot of COVID restrictions that's going on right now. And we show, everybody our trials and tribulations while traveling internationally overseas. It's a very good resource center. Also, I want to give a shout out to my guy, my business partner, man, a good friend of mine, Cardell. A lot of you guys know, you saw the recent post that he made in the group. My man was getting checked up. He said he thought he was having some heart trouble out there on his last trip in DR. Luckily, it wasn't that serious. It was just, I believe he said it was an acid influx or something like that, man. But he's good. I know a lot of guys are concerned. We definitely got to take our health, seriously, especially the older we get, man. When a friend of mine told me, one of my OGs told me, hey, man, Farris, when you get 40, a lot of stuff changed. I was like, man, whatever, man. He was right. You can't definitely do the same things you used to do in your 20s, man. But shout out to Cardell. He's doing better. He made a very good detailed post about what was going on with him as far as his health and the importance on brothers getting checked up, and actually even the importance of trying to check in with a black doctor specifically, man, because when brothers go to the hospital, a lot of brothers have that distrust of going into hospitals. We don't have the best experiences going to the medical industry. Basically, we don't have the best experiences, so a lot of us try to avoid going to the doctor. It's like a culture thing. Like black men, as us, we try our best not to go to the doctor. A lot of us built like warriors and tanks, and we feel like we just can't be no scave or anything like that. But it is good, especially when you get a little older, gentlemen, to go get checked out, man. Eat a little healthier, work out a few times. I've been getting my little workout on as of late a little bit more and trying my best to eat a little healthier. So I just want to preface that real quick, man. Shout out to everybody in chat. And, shout out to Cardell, man. He's getting better. Get well soon, Cardell. I'm definitely going to bring you on the show once again so we can chop it up. Let me see how's in the room, and we're going to go ahead and get the game going. Shout out to, let me see who's all up in here, man. Shout out to Man Tomorrow. What's going on, Man Tomorrow? What's going on with you, my brother? Shout out to Virgil Forever Fit. He said, we in here 100. Red Planet Photography. Salute to the family. Salute, brother. Global Papers always in the building. He said, Brazil or die. That's where I'm at currently, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in Brazil. We're getting a lot of little different news. Luckily, I do believe they're going to have a fireworks show out here for New Year's. It'll be my first time spending New Year's in Brazil. So I heard it's a sight to be seen. I can't wait to check it out. But the carnival thing, is up in the air right now. A lot of people are not sure what's going on with the carnival. And previously, they did cancel the New Year celebration, but they brought it back and they made just a few restrictions as far as partying after the New Year celebration. If you guys don't know what the New Year celebration in Brazil is, It's like, they had these cargo ships in Copacabana, and they shoot up the whole sky with fireworks. It's very beautiful. Everybody wears white to celebrate, I believe, like the African goddess or something like that, man. It escapes me right now, but it's a dope celebration, man. So good thing is they are having that in Brazil. But if you do plan on coming out here, it is true that you do have to have proof of vaccination. I'm not sure if it's right now, but it's definitely coming through the Supreme Court that you're going to have proof of vaccination. So take with that news what you will. They are saying something about a 5-day self quarantine out here. I'm not sure how that's going to be applied, but that's what they're saying. All right. Shout out to Britt Jones in the building. He says, peace. Shout out to Reese, BMT. What much love. Big Wheels in the building. What up? What up? What up? We got 31 in the room. That's what's up. I'm gonna start doing these shows, man, pretty more consistently around this same time every night, man, because we got so much to talk about in these international streets. Now, we did a show yesterday. Shout out to my dude of No Excuse Entertainment, Rob. We did a show yesterday talking about, is our foreign single mothers an option? And we actually brought on a single mother from the Matrix, from the States. And it was a cool little show, man. It was a very good show, but the show did get some mixed reviews. A lot of cats was like, well, we wanted to remain a man space. It's always going to be a man space, but we're going to bring on different guests. And if you're having a show about single mothers, it's good to have a single mother on here to just say her little spiel. And it was a good show. And shout out to Mo. She was cool with it. Like, she didn't get, out the way or anything like that. She just stated, her opinion on, single motherhood. But it was very revealing, man. She gave a lot of good information, a lot of good game on just the female psyche, on how they look at the world after they have a child versus, before they have the child, when they want to kind of get it in. And it was just interesting to see. But I did notice in the comment section, they was lighting Mo up for the most part, man. But all in all, it was a good show, man. We just want to have good information, man. Everything, I take a lot of stuff lighthearted. We talk about some serious subjects on this show in pertaining to black men like we are tonight. But it's good to have different subjects, man. We talk about all types of stuff. And let's be honest, a lot of guys that follow us on the channel, we got all different types of people, different races that, subscribe to the channel and chime in. But we know as older men, for the most part, most of us are over 25. We know that, in most cases, all over the world, especially America, when you date a woman, sometimes they do have a child already, and all men all over the world kind of look at that very similar. And I think where some of the confusion is some women don't understand how men look at them. But Mo was very understanding on how men look at her now, because she just said, hey, when I got a baby, everything changed. So it was a good, man. So shout out to Mo, shout out to my dude Rob. That was an excellent show yesterday, man. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. Shout out to Brian Thomas with the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that, Brian. He says, shout out to BMT, peace fam. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. He said, Reese is in the building. He says, I appreciate all the brothers on relationships advice with women that have kids internationally. You know what? I actually got hit up by a few guys today about that show that I had yesterday. And let's be honest, man, a couple of my homies was like, hey, man, it might be a good situation. It depends on the situation. But it is true that some women internationally, foreign women, they kind of accepted their position. They're a little bit more humble than the women in the States. And it might be a viable option for some, especially if you're a guy over 45, right? Then you got the guys who like, man, a single mother's a single mother, regardless of where she's at. So it was a lot of good opinions, man. It was definitely a lot of good opinions concerning that. All right. Now, I want to say this, man. What inspired me to do this video, all right, you guys can see the title of the video is, can travel bros come together for the greater good? And I was talking to a good friend of mine out there in Colombia. And we had a really good conversation today about bringing brothers together internationally. And I was telling him about something I saw earlier today, right? And my guy, he's a very accomplished military guy. He's special forces and everything. And I had to ask him. I said, man, I know that you've been in situations where you go on missions and the guys you with, y'all lives are on the line, and you guys got to really have each other's back. You know what I'm saying? And that takes a high level of trust and working together as a team. Why do you think that it's difficult in most cases for brothers to come together and work together for the common good, which is a come up, power basically in a nutshell. And he explained to me, a lot of things, what his opinions on was. So that's what drove this topic right here. And I'm gonna bring some guys on towards the end of the show. If any guys want to go come on, I'm definitely gonna drop a link. But I will say this, in concerns of building overseas, with a similar culture, and we have, of course, the same language, it does help because language definitely bonds you, and it is easier to work with an American overseas. Now, let me tell you what happened to me today. So, I'm in this building here, and I go downstairs. This is like earlier today, and I go downstairs and I see, a couple of Japanese guys. And Japanese, it's a decent population of Japanese here in Rio. I believe most of them are in Sao Paulo, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a good amount of Japanese here, so you see them guys all the time. But these particular guys were like from America. They saw my LA hat. They was like, "Hey man, what's going on? You're American." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm American." And we chop it up for a moment. And they were just saying that, hey man, we just been looking at different buildings out here in Barajajuka. It's a really nice area. So the area on the come up. And it was like 3 Japanese guys and like 1 Brazilian woman, you know. And he was like, "Man, how you like living in this building?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool, man. The AC out, but everything is cool. I know I like it. I enjoy it. Like the restaurant at the bottom, the people are very cool. Shout out to everybody at the restaurant in this building. The manager is really the owner, rather, is really cool, man. He's helping me with my Portuguese and helping me with his English. And he looked at a lady. He was like, "Oh, the AC is out in the building." So I was like, "Oh shit, let me shut up. Let me back off a little bit." But it's nice meeting y'all. But when I saw that, I'm like, "Damn, these guys are Japanese, and they live in America," because you tell me they live in America for a few years and they overseas working together, talking about buying different properties in Barajajuka. And this is a very, like I say, Barajajuka is definitely a part of Rio that's on the come up, man. It's a very nice area about 20 minutes west of Copacabana. So, I thought about that and I said, man, I would love to, you know, give brothers information and come up with something where we can work together, because I can almost guarantee with certainty that those Japanese guys don't have a network of 4,500 men like we do in the private Black Men Travels 2.0 Facebook group. Salute to you, Keith Jenkins. Salute. So I just thought that was very interesting, and that's when I called the friend of mine. I was like, "Yo, bro, what is it? Let me know from a military standpoint, because you guys got to be able to work together to be successful, and whatever your missions are, and the goals. What's the breakdown culturally of why it can be an issue of Black men working together." Now, let me say this. I will say that it's not easy for any group of men to really work with each other. You see what goes on in other organizations as well. It's always like power struggles and different opinions, and it's not a cakewalk for any race of man to work together. But the group of men that can work together, right? The group of men that can work together will become a very powerful group of men. You feel me? Like, they're going to be very powerful. Most governments, most corporations, companies, institutions are ran by very organized groups of men, rank and order. They take investments, they flip them. Companies do a very good job of making money. And the way they do that is by organization. Everybody plays their role. And I think that's where sometimes we kind of fail at. That a lot of us, it's the ego thing with us. A lot of us don't want to listen necessarily to another guy, even though he might be an expert in that particular subject. I've said this before plenty of times. Like, for some reason, a lot of guys think they're subject experts at everything. No, brother. If this guy is good at this, you might want to take his opinion or let him take the lead on that particular subject. If that guy's been doing IT for the last 30 years, bro, and you guys that came up with some type of tech or something, then it'll be in our best interest to let him take the lead on that. But sometimes I think that, the reason that's difficult for us to work together is because of our egos and the fact that in a lot of most cases, we really don't know how to work with each other. A lot of times it can be emotions involved and everything. And we got to kind of grow out of that because I see the potential in what we have going on, particularly in this sector of the Black manosphere in concerns of travel. The fact that we're leaving the matrix and we're going somewhere else, and you're almost forced to bond with each other when you see another American. When you see another American in Colombia and in Brazil, you like, hey, bro, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Where you from? Are you from New York? Oh, my man's from New York. I'm from Atlanta. It's a whole different situation than you would have versus just being in America. And the cool thing about being overseas, especially being a guy, is the women are not so, like, we're not so competitive, like we are in the Matrix when it comes to the women, because the women overseas, especially in South America, are plentiful. They are plentiful. Shout out to Archie One. He says, big up to the chat. Shout out to you, brother. Dane, let me see what he says. Good idea to check out real estate at this time in Brazil, tourist areas, as the prices have dropped. Yeah, man. Let me get that. It is a lot of opportunities out here. I've been looking around, talking to different people. I'm gonna tell you, man, like what those Japanese guys got going on is a very smart move, in my opinion. Let's see what we got here. Let me a very smart move, in my opinion, man, because your dollar goes a whole lot further. And if you can combine resources with other brothers, maybe even do some type of crowdfunding, what you can buy, let's say for a house in America, DC or New York, one of those higher ranking, California, one of those expensive states, you possibly could get away with buying a nice building out here, especially if it's not in the traditional, tourist area. But like I say, this is area right here is definitely on the come up, man. This is a nice little area. And where I'm at, as far as the beach is walking distance because the properties on the beach, if you want to rent on the beach, I'm just talking about Barra Jajuca in particular, because we know in Copacabana the apartments are pretty expensive. They're around, as far as the coastal line, they're around what you would pay for a one bedroom in one of these major cities, maybe 12 to 1400. But if you just go a little bit to the interior, a few blocks over, really back across the river, I would think that the prices go down tremendously. So I think that's like you got the beach, the coastal line, you got the properties on that coastal line right there, and then you go inward and you across the river because you got to cross the river with a riverboat. Those particular properties right there, I'm assuming will be a little bit cheaper. That's what I've been told by some of the locals as far as that concerned. So it's a lot of opportunities all over the world. And I think that I know we do a lot of joking in the group, but it is a certain time for being serious and handling business. And because we so that we can take advantage of what's going on today. Because economies all over the world are struggling. The U.S. dollar is pretty much retained its power. So it is a lot of opportunities. And if you look at it, like I know, buying properties in America is cool. Don't get me wrong. But that property you buy in America, you can buy an entire building in Colombia for that same 5-bedroom house, the amount of money. I know this for a fact because I had an office in Colombia, and in that particular office in Medellin, it was pretty much the majority of our neighbors were real estate. And we used to go in there and we used to talk to them. And they used to tell us, how many opportunities as far as the real estate market is concerned in Medellin that they are. How many, because if you look at it, I tell cats all the time, if you're in Poblado, in Poblado, you got this beautiful view, right? And if you look at the buildings at night, you will see that a lot of the apartments are empty because there's no lights on. So let's say the sun goes down at like 8, 9 o'clock, most people are still up. You're looking at the buildings, you just look around Poblado, you like, damn, it's a lot of apartments that there's no lights on 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'll let you know that most of these apartments are empty. It's a brother out there in Medellin right now that has 48 Airbnbs. 48 Airbnbs. All right. So this type of opportunity we're talking about. And I want to present that to the group, man, because you can become very wealthy maximizing the leverage of that US dollar and applying it internationally. And that's what everybody else is doing. But keep in mind, man, you in a group, a network of traveling brothers that give you all types of information. I think I got an interview with a guy that's in Vietnam. Or is it Vietnam or Cambodia? Something like that. He's in Laos, one of those Southeast Asian countries. He's out there. I'm gonna interview him, man, and I'm asking him like, what's going on out there. It's places all over the world. You got Africa that has a huge booming developing middle class over there. We got a brother in the group that's talking about trucking in South Africa because there's so much mining going on because they still use coal. I want to bring him on and ask him, hey man, what's going on with the trucking industry in South Africa? It's opportunities. So I want to kind of bring the focus a little bit north because I see that the Black manosphere does have a little potential, but at the same time, I think we get caught up in certain subjects that it's no solution to really. For instance, I always say this, that, I see that, a lot of guys have issues with the culture in the matrix as far as the dating, courting, and marriage. It is a problem. It's a big issue and it doesn't work 9 times out of 10. But should you have a problem with the issue with the women, with the programming of the women, or should you have an issue with the governments? Should you have an issue with them who creates all the laws and all the rules and regulations that's anti-family, in my opinion. All right. Men should have more so an issue with the system than the women that was programmed by that system. Because women are going to always kind of default to what's going on, with the power structure. And the power structure in the matrix is a horrible experiment that's going horrible wrong. And men don't want to get married no more. And energies are tanking because men don't want to get married no more. Men don't want to have children with women in America like that no more, for the most part. People are still getting married. There's still relationships going on in America, but guys are wising up. They saying to themselves, yo, I don't want to lose my house. I don't want to lose my car. I want to actually be able to raise my children. I want to be able to discipline my children. I don't want my daughter out here being undisciplined because I wasn't able to be in her house, her life. I don't want my boys joining street gangs because they mom didn't want me around. So you got guys who saying, you know what, I'm going to expand my options and go elsewhere. And maybe I'll make my money in America, but I might live in Thailand. I might live in Colombia. I might live in Brazil, where the women and the culture that's set there is, a little bit more dependent on the men. So the women got to kind of, they got to kind of act right because it might be shameful for them to just divorce you and stuff like that. In this country in particular, I know that Brazil has a really strong romance culture out here, man. When I'm jogging and running, I'm seeing the little romance, the holding hands. I think we kind of lost ourselves a little bit in America as far as the romance because everything is about money. And I talked to, people that's, foreigners that lived in America for a little moment, for a couple of years. They went right back to Colombia. They didn't like it. They say all the time, I've met several Colombians, probably more than that say all the time, hey, man, I was in America for a couple of years. All you do is work, work, work. There's no family. Like it's cool to make money in America, but I'd rather make less money and live in Colombia where there's, more time to enjoy yourself. It's more time to spend with your family, stuff like that. It's more time to develop a relationship. How can you develop a relationship if you're working 12, 14 hours a day and she's working 12, 14 hours a day and everybody's in debt? America is a debtor nation. Whereas in Colombia, I was talking to a guy that, has real estate in my former office, and he was saying that a lot of people pay off their apartments in Colombia. So a lot of apartments that you see are actually owned by Colombians because they pay it off. They don't really do the financing too heavy, or if they do financing, it's shorter terms that are manageable so they can pay that apartment off. So once you pay for your living domicile, everything changes. Whereas in America, you got a mortgage that means pretty much forever for 30 years. You got to pay that $2,000, $2,500 a month for 30 something years. You know, that don't give you a lot of time to build outside of that 9 to 5. You know, and I think that's a reason a lot of relationships do sour. Shout out to Kirby Films with the $5 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that. We got 78 in the room. Do me a favor, guys, and hit that like button. All right, hit that like button. Shout out to Archie One. Let me catch his comment real quick. He says, respect, brethren. About that time, see what is happening with the just opened Taino Bay in Puerto Plata. And I learned about the Bay first right here on BMT. That's what's up, man. They're making a lot of moves. Oh, I'm telling you right now, man. If y'all didn't know, you got some brothers that got entire resorts in the Dominican Republic. You know, you guys opening a lot of businesses out there. Shout out to Edie and Cole. Shout out to Flip Flop. You know, they got businesses out there, restaurants out there. Like I said, it is opportunities overseas, man. It's definitely some opportunities overseas. Now, can we come together? I believe that in this particular sector, that we can come together more probably so than anybody. Because the thing about guys with passports, we do have a somewhat of a different mindset. We got a different mindset, man. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, let's keep it $150, man. If you've been traveling the world, if you're an international traveler, you spend months overseas, what kind of conversation can you really have with somebody that's not a traveler like that, who doesn't have a passport, who doesn't think about getting a passport, who's just concreted in the matrix 24, you know, for the time being of his life? You got guys that's never left Atlanta. You got guys that's never left Georgia. You got guys that's never left the South. You know, it's something about traveling, man. It's something about learning a different language. It's something about talking with people from a different culture and learning about their culture and befriending them. Like, you know, like I said, you know, I'll be downstairs. I'll be learning Portuguese with the guy, the owner of the restaurant. He tells me a lot of stuff about Brazilian culture, and he picks out different dishes. He's like, hey, man, this is this type of dish. You know, we eat this here in Brazil. This is this type of meat. You know, we have this holiday. We have this holiday. That really kind of broadens your mindset, you know. And on top of, if you are, you know, you have a family, right? You know, we all come from families. Let's say you that guy, you that family member that decided to move overseas or travel a lot, spend a lot of time overseas. Let's just say, God forbid, that stuff do hit the fan in America. Maybe the inflation just goes through the roof. You know, you can tell your family members, hey, I got a little, you know, some property. I got some land in South Africa. You know, I got a little compound in Ghana somewhere. You know, I got 30 acres in Zimbabwe, whatever. You know, that could be opportunity for your entire family, man. It really can. Let me give a shout out. Hold on. I think that's my guy. Is that my guy? My guy, Citizen Lou. Everybody been asking about you, Citizen Lou, with the Mexican peso, brother. I really appreciate that 100. Really appreciate that, my guy. We gotta bring you on. If you want to come on the channel, man, you come on the channel tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link. I've been flowing for a good little minute here. Though. So I do want to say that, man. Like I said, I'm gonna have all different types of shows, bro. Like, we're gonna cover, you know, some lighthearted topics like we did yesterday, all in good fun, still giving good information about relationships and stuff like that, you know, because I know guys want to, you know, but at the same time, you know, we do want to talk about business and opportunities that they are overseas. Like I said, there are some seriously good opportunities overseas, man. Your money does go a long way, but you do have to have the right connections. You have to do everything extremely correct, and you got to do your homework. That's very important. You know, I will say that I do see a lot of guys handling business, but you do hear stories. You do hear stories, you know, whether you're in Colombia or DR, of, you know, guys being screwed. So you got to be careful of that as well. Shout out to the Flyboy Way. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Let me see if I can get this link out. Drop a link. If you guys want to come on and chime in about, you know, brothers being able to work together in this particular sector of the Black manosphere, travel brothers, and, you know, the value of international investing and maximizing the leverage of the U.S. dollar, we can chop it up about that, man. do me a favor. We want to keep everything monetized, so try not to curse or get too out the way. And we want to stay on, the topic of the night. I know sometimes you guys come on here and we go straight for the gusto, the women. But this particular stream, we want to talk about business and the opportunities of business. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and I've said this before in previous streams, that when you sit there and you can control major institutions, you can control industries, you can control lawmaking and stuff like that. You can really set a tone for the culture that's uh, more conducive to our particular culture. Let's put it that way. More conducive to our particular culture, man. Everybody culture is a little bit different, but everybody culture is kind of molded for them particularly. The culture in Europe is going to be a little different than the culture that we have in America or in Africa or somewhere. We have certain things that were developed by our ancestors that help us specifically, even our diets, how we dated. Everything was set already by our ancestors that worked for us. Right now, we've been kind of subjugated into someone else's culture, and we can clearly see that most of the time it's not working. Let me get this shout out to super chat real quick by Delane Isaac, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring my brother Citizen Lou on. Shout out to him. Shout out to Delane Isaac for a $20 super chat. He said, Delane for Foreign Strategies. Oh, we got a show tomorrow. Looking forward to tomorrow's show. I like the discussion of us coming together to build businesses. Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. It's opportunities out here, bro. It's opportunities out here. All right. Sid Lou, what's going on, brother? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's going on, man? What's going on? How's
Man,
everything with you?
it's going good. How Brazil, brother?
Man, Brazil is cool, man. Brazil is cool. It's pretty hot right now. It's getting hotter. You can definitely tell it's coming to the summertime. It's like a little cold going around. Everybody's kind of coughing, so it's cool though. Just get on your immune. I'm taking my little IRC, drinking a lot of water, man. But everything is good, man.
That's what's up, bro. Are they? Is it still kind of like you need to show your proof of vaccination, all that in Brazil? Is that kind of going on still, or?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. But it hasn't been confirmed just yet. But everybody's saying this week they're going to go ahead and push it on through because they've been going back and forth with the government, with the president, basically, because he wants to keep everything wide open. And some of the Supreme Court, they want to have proof of vaccination for foreigners, basically international travelers.
Oh, okay. Well, let
But
you know, man.
but you recently made a move, right?
Yeah, I'm back in Mexico. I was gonna let you know, man. Yeah, no vaccine, cars, none of that. No COVID tests.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico is wide open. Like they're not even entertaining that thought. You know what I mean? Because that's what Colombia was about to do. You can't even go on it like anywhere. Like they tell you get out if you ain't got your vaccine card. So it's on some. I don't want to. But anyway, yeah. So Mexico's cool, man. You should. Yeah, you definitely. When you get the chance, man, you got to come out here, bro. Mexico's tight.
Man, yeah, I definitely want to come out there. You know what? I actually met a Mexican chick last weekend that was here in Brazil, and she was telling me about Mexico. I need to visit. She was like, "You never been to Mexico? Are you American?" I'm like, "Nah, I never been to Mexico." Let me go ahead
Yeah.
and bring on Delano Music in the building. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. You enjoying Brazil?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. It's been a minute, man. We ain't chopped it up in a little minute.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Citizen Lou, man. I know he doing this thing too, man.
What's going on,
Oh
brother?
yeah, most definitely, man. I see Sis Lou being consistent over there with the streams, and I love that, bro.
Yeah, man. I
They're trying to
mean,
get like you, brother. I'm saying? They're trying to get like my boy Aaron.
yeah, man. I don't know when I'm about to go back to Mexico, but I'm definitely gonna make my shot to Brazil February 1st. Nice little trip for myself.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Hopefully they had a carnival down here, man. A lot of people are kind of worried about them canceling the carnival out here, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, because I mean, most of the population is vaccinated out here, so I don't understand the issue of why they would be canceling it. Honestly,
Politics.
it's
Yeah.
all politics, man. But I'm gonna tell you, man, Brazilians are very resilient, bro. They still. I think the president knows they're gonna do what they do regardless, because you know
Yeah.
it's definitely a party, a fiestive culture out here. Most definitely,
Mhm.
and most cultures, But having the beach life, man, I'm telling you, bro. Like everybody be on the beaches out here. It's dope.
Yeah, I
It's
know. I
very.
love it. I love it. Remind me of Jamaica. I love it.
That's what's up, man. Sid salute, man. Now, was it a particular reason why you left Colombia, or it just was, you just want to just different,
Well,
different
yeah.
point of view, different,
What?
setting.
Well, I was working remote, and then they changed
Mm-hmm.
the policy, and now we got to go
Mm-hmm.
back. They want us to like go like once a week now. So, and they start January 3rd. So I was like, I might as well head on back to Mexico. But it was cool. Colombia was cool. I was out there for like 9 months, bro. And I had to. So I guess I can just drop some game for everybody. So if you overstay your visa, you got to pay a fine, right, in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the limit they say is 6 months in a calendar year, but I was actually there for 9 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking on Facebook and YouTube. They talking about I'm gonna have to pay like $1,000, $2,000 and all this for the fine. Bro, I paid $170.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just letting you guys know. I mean, they talk about visas and stuff, but I'm not telling you to do it this way, but the consequences aren't that great. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
because
I had to pay a fine too. And sometimes you just do the math on it. You be like, okay, should I pay, the to do it legally $800-900 to get the
right, a
visa,
thousand
cost
dollars.
$1,000, or should I just pay the overstay fee? Because I know
Right.
guys that lived in Colombia. I know guys who lived in Rio for like 2.5, 3 years, and they did try to tax them for the every year. It's like $130 per every year, but he didn't have it, and they said, "Well, you got to pay it when you return." Bye. So
Okay, well, dang.
yeah,
Yeah, so that was yeah. Colombia was cool. The weather was great.
yeah,
But I just
we had some good times out there in Colombia, brother.
we did, man. We had some good old times, man. What's up, Carver? What's up, bro? That's a good bro. That's a good dude right there.
Yeah, for sure, man. We had some good time. I remember what was that? Was it the first day you came out or the second day? You
It was.
came out when you first touched down. We went out.
Oh yeah, yep, sure did. And then
Yeah,
yep.
man.
Hey, you still got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
videos from that party we did, that day party?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You was doing the Superman or something. What was you doing?
I was out there going crazy, man.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
so Club.
Carmen Snell, 01 with a 25 super chat. I really appreciate that, my brother. He says, Citizen Lou and QB will it be two of my favorite Mexican apostles. That's what's up, man. That's what's
Salute,
up.
Carver. What's up, man?
That's what's up, man. Like, what's the weather out there right now? Is it kind of cool or what's
No,
going
it's
on out
kind of
there?
yeah, because I'm in Tijuana right now,
Mhm.
right? So we're kind of close to the beach, so it's a little chilly. It's normally chilly like in the winter, so I am gonna miss that Colombian weather. You know what I mean? But it's chilly over here.
Mm-hmm. That's
How's it
what's
over
up,
there?
man.
Is it sunny? Just living in paradise?
Man, you know what? For some reason they said it was going to rain all week. It hasn't rained yet. It's been sunny and nice and hot every day, man. It's a different type of hot though here. You do
Mm,
got that ocean breeze. It's not muggy like it is in the South, like in Georgia. We got that hot, muggy,
right,
humid, sticky, two showers a day type of weather in the
right.
summertime. Here's like that cool, warm ocean, breeze always kind of coming through, man. So it's nice. It's definitely nice, man. Like I said, Rio's off the chain, bro. Most definitely,
Nice.
man. I can't wait till you guys come down and touch down. You're gonna love it, man. Rio's king, bro.
Yeah, man. That's my first stop. Rio, then Curitiba, then I'm going back to Rio.
Oh, we
Yeah,
got Grego. We got Grego in the building.
yeah.
What up,
I gotta do that.
Grego?
I gotta do Brazil again. I'm gonna do Rio next time. I don't know. I went to Sao Paulo. I should have went to
I hear
Rio.
I hear a lot of mixed stuff about Sao Paulo. I know cats that love Sao Paulo, and I know cats that was like, nah, they prefer Rio. You know what I'm
That's me.
saying?
I can't. I don't know, man. That ain't for me. I'm gonna have to try Rio out. The Sao Paulo wasn't my cup of tea.
You know what I think? It's because Sao Paulo is similar to New York City. It's a big city, man.
That's
If
yeah,
you're not about
yeah,
the city life, you're not gonna like Sao Paulo.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was and it
You
was
How long was you there for?
Like about 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
Like
You know
I
what I
like
did hear that you got to kind of know where to go in Sao Paulo too, though, as far as
yeah.
clubs
That's
and
what it
bars
is.
and stuff. And
Yeah.
Rio's kind of like that. Like Rio doesn't really have that, far as I know. I mean, you got Lapa that's somewhat similar to Parker Years, but not really. That you can definitely go to. But in Medellin, you know exactly where to pull up at, and you're gonna run into a whole bunch of Americans, to make you feel more comfortable.
Exactly. Like that's like where the Gringo, the Extrañero, where all the people at in Sao Paulo. And Grego X, what didn't I like about Sao Paulo?
Mhm.
Like it was like you said, it was just it didn't feel. I guess I wasn't. First off, well, I went during COVID popped off, so all the clubs and stuff were like closed. So that was already dead, and then it just wasn't. It wasn't really any people I could like link up with or anything. So it was just kind of I just didn't do it right. If I
Mhm.
would have went to Rio, I probably would have had a way better time.
Mhm.
Like BMT said, that's a type of city that you wanna prep it. You wanna have a game
Yeah.
plan, have a couple connections before you go there.
Yeah,
And see, I'm
man.
so used to just popping up, pulling up, you know what I mean, and just finding spots, and it wasn't like that. But like I
Yeah.
said, too, it was because of COVID. I got to be honest. It was COVID had a lot to do with that too.
hmm So, what would you rank like Medellin on your travels thus far? I mean, you was out there for a minute. You got a good little time frame to kind of say like, what would you think about Medellin?
Medellin was tight, man. I think especially it's close to America. The weather's great. You run into some more foreigners. The cost of living is great, but like I said, my downsides of Colombia is the food. The food in Colombia is just thumbs down.
I
That shit
agree.
horrible. That shit horrible to me, man. I
Yeah.
can't stand it.
Well, I will say that and shout out to all my Pisces. I know some Pisces probably listening. We're gonna look at the replay, but the Pisa food, they palette of food is not like what I'm saying. It's just not that tasty, man.
It's not, bro.
But as far as the whole country, like you go toward the coastal line where you see more Afro Colombians and Costeñas, uh, they food tends to be a little bit more tastier.
Mm.
So you
And
know,
that's why I love Brazil. The
the
food
food
is
is the food
amazing.
yeah, the food is amazing, man. Like I was just telling the guy at the restaurant downstairs, I was like, yo, yeah, I got some good ass dishes out here. And he's like, I told him about Colombia, and he was like, oh, their food is no good. I was like, not in
That shit.
comparison, still, bro. But I will say this, man, because I go like to the mall a lot out here, bro. Man, Rio has the most mixed culture. I don't think it's any more of a mixed culture uh than Rio in the world, bro, because everybody is mixed, bro. Like it's so
Mm.
many interracial relationships. I don't think they even look at it like that. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like you see Afro Brazilians with the lighter Brazilians, the men, the women. You see the older, whiter looking Brazilians with the mixed looking grandkids. Like everybody's mixed up in this joint, bro.
you
It's
know
crazy.
what? You know
And they
what's funny?
and they wear not they but and they wear their natural hair too, which makes it even more amazing.
No, you're right about that because that's funny you say that, bro. Because I met some Brazilians in Cancun, right? And I was talking to this
Mhm.
girl. She was darker skinned, and to us, she just looked like just a regular chick to us. But like her friends, they were white, and what they were explaining to me was that in Brazil, you'll never see like a dark skinned Brazilian dude with like a black dude with like a black Brazilian. They always with white chicks and light skin. She said you'll never see,
Bro,
me like us talking like right now. She said you'll never see it. I was like, what for real? Because to us,
man.
it's different to us. It's just like it is what it is. But like they said, no, Brazil, nope,
Yeah, they
always
they
mixed.
they are super mixed out here, man. And you got these really dark Brazilians. Like I would say they, of course Afro, but they mixed in with the native. And they got this silky dark skin with this real beautiful Brazilian like hair. They almost look almost like dark skinned Indians from India or something. They got this real different flavor. They just gorgeous, bro. Like all the different flavors of women out here is just ridiculous, man. You got like even the I would say traditional whiter looking women, Portuguese women. Some of them got body, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
already
natural
know
body.
South
So
America. That's where it's at, man. That
Man, out
whole
here, bro, you would just sit there and just be looking around like this is amazing. This is amazing because I guess they didn't get the memo about like it, you know what I'm saying? Like in America, you got definitely got interracial relationships. We all know that, but for the most part, everybody kind of stays with their own kind. That's kind of how it was set up.
mhm.
Mm.
Brazil didn't get that memo.
Brazil didn't get that at
Brazil,
all.
not at all, bro. Not
I
at
mean,
all. I see
fr-
black women with the white Portuguese guys all the time out here.
Oh
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, from what I recall, I mean, there was a point in Brazil's history that they were trying to quote unquote whiten the population, and they thought
They were.
interracial relationships was going to fix that, and then it did the opposite and made it even more diverse, even more
Hmm.
blacker. So that's right. What over half the population is black.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Brazil is one of them countries, man. It looks like the DR. You got, you know what I'm saying? It looks like Colombia. It looks like everybody just came out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everybody just looks like from everywhere. You
Yeah.
got the Latino look out here. You got the white look out here. You got definitely got the Afro black look out here. You know,
Hmm.
you even got a lot of Japanese out here, bro. And they mixed, and then they call them, I think, Japas or something, because they always Japanese looking women always put Japa after their name, let you know they're Japanese. But you got them with the Afro Brazilians that mix, right? So that's a different little blazing looking mix too. So it's just this wild mixture of everything out here, bro. You will it will literally drive you crazy. But I will say your Portuguese got to be on point, bro. And if you know Spanish, it helps a lot. But D is G, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the pronunciations are different. Because even when I went out with the old girl who's Mexican, you know, she couldn't really order like she wanted to order. You know what I'm saying? Like she still was kind of like touch and go with the ordering the food because they didn't understand what she was saying. Even though she was
Yeah.
saying the word, the pronunciations are so different. Because Spanish, Portuguese is like Spanish and French kind of almost mixed together to a certain degree.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like of would be like de, but in Portuguese is G, basically.
Mhm. Yep,
Yeah, I just
exactly.
yeah, I know the grammars is basically the same. You know what I mean? Like how you conjugate and stuff like that, like and do
Yeah.
adjectives. So I know that's kind of the same. But you're right, like the way, yeah, you're right. The way they write it is different too, like that upside down C. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like with the little Q or whatever, that little hang thing. I
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the alphabet that well in
I,
Portuguese.
another one is kind of funny. What is it? The R, depending on what you're saying, it's like an H. Like to
Oh
say to
yeah.
laugh,
Yep.
it's like he.
Mm-hmm.
To say to laugh is he.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very strange. It's a strange language, man. It messed me up though, because when I started learning it, and I went back to Spain, I was trying to speak Spanish, but oh no, I can't talk properly. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm speaking Portuguese to these people right now.
Yo, it's the same thing when I first got out here, bro. And I'm speaking my little broken Spanish. They like, huh? I'm like, isn't the
Hey,
words the same?
hey, Aaron. So Carmen Snell said I was gonna bring that up. Brazil has the largest population of Japanese outside of
Hmm.
Japan, bro. Do they speak Japanese there too? Like, do they kind of keep that intact? Is that
I think that most of them,
Yes,
for the most part, they speak Portuguese, but I assume they
Portuguese?
speak
Okay.
i-
Japanese. And
if
a
you
lot,
go,
and believe it or not, a lot of people are speaking a little broken English too. Like the Japanese girls,
yeah,
they speak a little broken English.
if
Mm.
you go to a certain, I forgot, I don't know. It's like that little Japan or little Tokyo or whatever.
Hmm.
Excuse me if I'm wrong, but they do speak Japanese there. They still do speak Japanese in that area.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I figured it was. I was wondering if they kept that
man,
intact.
it blew my mind. It blew my mind. It's a real cool
Right.
place, man. That's why I really like Sao Paulo, because I'm like, man, this place. I've never been to a big city like this. It's way bigger than New York City. It's got
Yeah.
beaches.
Hmm.
It's great.
Britt Jones said Japantown in Sao Paulo is what you're talking
Yes,
about.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what it
Yeah, yeah,
is.
yeah.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
They'll speak straight Japanese. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I actually know a couple of cats that actually go to Sao Paulo to date Japanese women. So
Mm.
you know,
So they,
I'm
yeah, so
like,
they, wow, they Japanese. They got like Brazilian bodies. That's that's a crazy combination, boy.
yo, yeah, I've talked to a couple of them. They got nice bodies, bro. It's not like it's still Asian is, but they got nice bodies, bro. They got
Hey,
they
some cats,
straight.
hey man, you can't say that about them Asian. Some cats love them Asian girl, boy. You better not say that about it. They gonna come, they gonna
Yeah.
come through on you. Yeah.
Shout out to Kane who remains again. He says tapping in. Shout out to BMT. Shout out to Travel No Bad. See you in the building. About working together outside the matrix. Thinking the networking aspects can have been successful with some bros. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I
He
think
makes a very good point.
yeah, I think it's funny. Like even we talk about the women and stuff like that. I think that it is like a process, right? I think you gotta, like you were saying earlier. I think it comes like you gotta learn the language, find a
Mhm.
woman, kind of build that thing going on, and like get a house, and then like business. I think that's kind of like the steps to do it. You know what I mean? Because but the women. I mean, it's that's because I think you gotta have a family. Like you got to have a reason to build outside of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Does that make sense, brother?
Mhm.
Because so people joke on oh y'all you talk about women, but I mean it's pretty that's an important part. You know what I mean? Whether people want to realize that or not.
Yeah. If you want to build a
Mhm.
legacy, I definitely understand what you mean.
Right, exactly. You want to find a good woman you can build, and then once you build it, y'all building together. You know what I mean? That's what's up.
Yo, speaking of which, since you were talking about like building a community, what I think a lot of people, when it comes on to buying property, I would buy a property as a LLC.
Oh, definitely.
So a lot of these countries, I know with Colombia, I've heard that it's sort of difficult to buy property if you're not a citizen or whatnot. The easiest way to buy property abroad is to open up an LLC, similar to what you do in the U.S. So you open
Mhm.
up an LLC and buy the property. The LLC is not a person, so you could always own that property no matter what, even though it's not you actually owning it, it's the LLC. So
That's
that's
a
an
good
Mhm.
point.
easy way to start. You could just simply buy an apartment room. Just simple buy an
Mhm.
apartment room and start an Airbnb there. That's what I would recommend a lot of people do. I mean,
Mhm.
my family, I'm from Jamaica, so like I know about buying, like running and operating like a business outside of in Jamaica, doing it from the U.S. is not that difficult. You just got to have a good team around you. Thankfully, with this community that you have built, you have the team. It's 4,000 of us in that team right now in the group on Facebook. Everybody,
Mhm.
and I feel like most of us want to work and build something together. Or
Mhm.
find a couple people in the group that has the same like mindset on something. So that's half the battle already conquered just because you open up the group. But yeah, I definitely recommend everybody like if you looking at a property, get an LLC. Cheaper,
Mhm.
less headache, buy the property right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and another thing too, man. I think that a lot of us we kind of grew up with a certain type of mindset, like white picket fence. One, I'm looking at like getting multiple properties, right, in different countries. Like you said, you got one in Argentina. Some pop up,
Mhm.
hey, I can go to Mexico. Some pop up, I can go to Rio or something like that, right? Like you want to be, and I think that's the new America. That's the new American dream to me. You know what I mean? That's in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And
Most
again,
most definitely, it's power in that, man. It's definitely power in that. Like if some, just being able to move around different countries, having different passports, have different bank accounts, you
mhm,
know, that's very powerful, man. Stuff hit the fan in a certain country, you be like, you know what? I'm gonna go down to Brazil for 6 months, or I'm gonna go to Colombia for the next couple of years. America is changing, man. That inflation rate is getting up there, bro.
exactly. Again, and that's
Yep.
another reason why I say get an LLC because if like things go from bad to worse in the country and oh crap, can't deal with this apartment. That apartment's not tied to your name. It's tied to the LLC's name. so you're scot free essentially. The
Mm-hmm.
LLC will go, but your credit and everything is still good to go. So you can move on, go to something else.
Mm-hmm. Shout
That's
out to
my best
Travel No.
advice.
What you gonna say, bro?
No. I'm just saying that's my like number one advice as far as buying property outside the country.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Shout out to Travel No Bad, because I've actually heard about this. He said there is going to be a lot of restrictions on Airbnb in Colombia. Brothers should get as much information as possible before they buy. Most definitely, man. I've been hearing about those restrictions as well. It has something to do with like the taxes or whatnot, and registering for them being. I guess a lot of Colombians are not actually, doing something right as far as the Airbnbs and stuff like that out there. So they are making some changes out there. They definitely are making some changes. That's very true. That's good information. you know. But like I said earlier in the stream, man, you definitely want to do your homework. That's why the group is so important. Because you can say you can post something in the group and you say, hey man, does this sound right? Did anybody know any lawyers in this particular area? They're selling this property for this amount. Shout out to Cardell. He does a lot of real estate out there in the DR. You definitely want to validate before you spend $1 on anything overseas, bro.
Yeah, and ask questions in the group, man, because you might think it's a real, like it's a simple question, but you should definitely ask a question because somebody's gonna answer it. Trust me. I mean, our brothers have helped me out tons when I ask a question. Because so be on. Definitely ask questions. Utilize the resource because man, I wish I had like this type of resource when I was doing. Like when I first went out, I had to search on Reddit and go to these ups. Like small YouTube. What I mean? YouTube channels. But now it's just a wealth of knowledge from people who been all around the world. So definitely utilize the group. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, man. Like, I don't see why. I know we get a little rowdy in the group sometimes, man. Like I said, I like to keep it lighthearted. I make particular posts as well to light everybody up for the day. But, we have a lot of business too, man. You can't always be serious all the time, 24/7. You got some brothers in the group. Like, I can clearly make a joke or something, and brothers, they'll make a comment. Man, you stupid as hell, bro. Why would you do that, man? Why you do this with the group, man? I'm like, bro, you need a hug, bro. Like,
yeah,
calm down, dog. And most of the cats that respond like that don't have passports. They don't even travel.
Yeah, that is a good point. Like of all the people who in it, I think like that's a good point. A lot of people don't even have passports like that. A lot of people just be in there watching or lurking, and then if you keep posting too much women, then they'll start hating, and then they'll reveal themselves. It's like a cycle. It just always happens.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Thomas H. He says working on citizenship for Panama right now. That's what's up. Have you guys been to Panama?
Never.
I had to fly in there, but I didn't leave. I didn't leave the airport.
Yeah, me too. I've been to Panama a couple of times, man, but I never left. I know Panama was expensive though.
I heard it
Panama
was.
really?
They take dollars too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were there. It was a lot of. Man, I saw this was like a Cuban. I think it was a baseball team. Man, it was. I thought they was like black kids from Chicago. They were all black. I was like, damn. It was just crazy. Like, when you normally think of Cuban, you don't really think of like Afro-Cuban, but man, they look like cats I grew up with. I was like, damn.
Oh wow. It's funny. It's similar out here, man. Like somehow, some way, when we see black Colombians, we can kind of tell, right? But here, you gotta ask somebody like, "Yo, you Brazilian? You African American? Because you look
right, exactly,
African American."
Exactly. I was like, bro, I thought they were from. I thought they from Mississippi. I'm
Chicago,
like,
I thought
Chicago,
Atlanta or something, yeah.
Yeah, but they had the Cuba baseball jersey or whatever. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's another beauty about Brazil, man. I tell you, like some white people I talk to over here, I blend in perfectly. Everybody think every black person in there is Brazilian. It's the craziest thing. I never experienced that anywhere else.
No, I
like,
believe
even
it.
Jamaica, you could point out the tourists quick, but Brazil, everybody, I'm like, wow.
No, that's facts. Because, bro, when I was there, it was a lot of Africans there too. Like that threw me off like a lot. I wasn't expecting that.
You talking about in Panama?
No, in Sao Paulo. And I was in Sao Paulo.
Yeah,
there was a lot of Africans. it was a lot. I mean, I didn't expect it but I looked on the map. I saw how close. Like I guess that happened. They just come to Brazil a lot, and I was like, it was a lot, man. I thought I was in Africa for a minute. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Like
in Sao Paulo.
In Sao Paulo, yep. Where I was at,
Oh,
where
wow.
Airbnb was at. I was like walking, and they were chopping it up with me. They didn't really, they spoke a little English, But
That's
yeah,
what's up, man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I see essential entities in the building. What's going on, brother? How you doing? There you go.
He's on mute.
You're on mute.
You're on mute, bro.
There you go. All right. What's good, brothers? How y'all guys doing, man?
It's good, man. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. Yo, I love what y'all brothers doing. There you go.
Yeah, you got an echo going.
Yeah, you got to mute the YouTube in the back, bro.
How you doing? I'm all right, man.
Okay, he'll probably come back on. Yeah, he'll probably come back on.
Global paper said Panama is the Miami of Central America. Okay. I'm gonna have to try to check it out, then, man. I'm gonna have to, because I know they got a lot of visas, and it's like one of the good countries to get citizenship and stuff like that. I might have to check Panama out again.
I've heard.
Thomas A says a lot of my black dudes don't want to get help. Don't want to help you though. Hard to get info. I'm not sure if you're talking about a group, because guys pretty much get the information willingly in the Black Men Travels Facebook group all day.
Yeah, a brother hit me up. He came to my channel, and I talked him through the whole process to where to stay at in TJ in Mexico. He did the whole thing. So I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I mean, you gotta just ask the right question. Somebody, the teacher will appear.
Yeah,
and spell the country right when you ask him. Please, there's no U in Colombia, fellas. Okay, come on, man.
I agree. I feel like the travel brothers is probably the most accepting group I've ever ran into. Honestly, everybody down for the cause. They're like, man, you want to go here? Oh, word! Sharing our stories, helping each other out. Dropping advice. You know how hard it is to get this advice in the States?
Yeah, man. I mean, you got some life cats don't understand. You got some millionaires in the group. It's a few of them in the group. And they don't mind sharing information.
Nope.
No, facts.
No.
Yeah, y'all brothers can hear me now. I had some technical.
Yeah, you good.
You good, bro.
Right. Cool. So this all right. So I just wanted to add, Aaron, that discussion was deep, man, and it was very therapeutic. Appreciate y'all brothers, man. I appreciate all y'all brothers what y'all doing. I'm trying to get my nephew now because I'm trying to save him before you get caught up. And I've had my passport for years, but I didn't have a group like this. See, right? I'm in Brooklyn, guys, and Brooklyn, New York. And my cousin used to travel a lot. He's always like, yo, you got to get out of here, Ben. You got to get out of here. So I was like, yeah. I got to establish myself, get myself situated before I can make that move. But basically, we there. I love the topic, man, because as soon as I seen the topic, I got to chime in on this because that's what I want to do. I want to network with brothers, what I'm saying, who got something going on. We can do, we can get some business. We can do whatever. We have real estate. I'm sorry I came in a little late, but I am in a group. And for y'all brothers, I trusted this girl, man. She's supposed to be my social media person, and she was down with the Black Lives Matter, posting all types of stupid stuff on my Facebook. So I have to go look at, like, she was an agent, bro. Like, I hired her, and she just disappeared. I'm like, oh wow, this stuff is crazy. So I think I'm only gonna deal with men when it comes to like men in this type of space. Because sometimes we be having people posing as being like they down for us and with us. And they be trying to sabotage us, man. And I'm done. Word up, I'm done. So if y'all guys know anybody, if y'all know anybody who's going to be like a social media manager, I do need somebody like that, who's credible. Y'all guys, y'all come with references and stuff like that. I pay them and everything, no problem. I need somebody handling my social media because I'm not really that good with, this stuff, as y'all guys can see.
Yeah, post that in the group, man. I'm pretty sure, because I know we got some designers in the group. Okay. I'm pretty sure out of 4,500, somebody probably manages social media accounts for sure.
All right, cool.
But you do have like a lot of resources. You got Fiverr you can look at too. Definitely as well. Thomas H is again saying, really, I've asked for help for builders, construction, drafters, and architects. Got nothing in the group.
Well,
Brother,
you're asking.
I haven't seen I haven't even seen a question like that being posted, bro.
Yeah, and I mean I haven't seen that question either. I mean, and I don't.
It also
is it
depends what
travel?
question. Yeah, what question? What country you asking in? Because everybody is in different countries.
Yeah, and that's very specialized type of help you asking for, brother. You might have to. I mean, I don't know if that. Some people probably don't want to, go through that whole situation. I don't know. I mean, you might have to just. I never saw that question either.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, man. So essentially, let me ask you this, man. In your personal opinion, but I will say that, you say you're from Brooklyn. I know a Cats New York. I see y'all working together a lot more than cats from other places in America. What do you think is why it's so hard for brothers to kind of come together and work alongside each other?
One of the things so I got an interesting background. So amongst the men, the first thing I used to tell all my guys, I said, yo, listen, there's no big guys and little U's. We all, so that means like some guys want to outdo other people. Some guys like the materialism stuff, and that sometimes it sets a course of jealousy and a little stuff. But if we all the same, that's why I like dressing like this, brother, because we all can look the same.
I see you, man. I see you over there looking sharp, brother.
Yeah, I stay sharp, brother. I stay sharp. So this suit, look, I'll keep it a buck with you. This suit only costs $200, but it's worth like about $325. So I shop on a discount. I make sure I look great. And that's why this is like the universe. This is the best thing to have the universal look like this, because you can throw this on, Bob. You got your little jeans on, and everybody's like in uniform. And when uniform just means basically one shape. One, we are one, even though we're different, but we're moving in one. Uniforms is very important. They said that in schools, the girls who go to schools with the girls and wear uniforms perform better than the girls that go to school with the boys and don't wear uniforms. Because the clothes could be a distraction. So that same scientific analysis that they made for the schools, I utilize in my real personal life as an adult.
That's very true, man. That's facts, because I went to a private school and we had uniforms, and you could clearly see we acted like a different way than the kids that were, in public school that didn't have uniforms. Like, even when I went to high school, I went to a public high school, and I just wasn't into clothes like that because I had been in private school the whole time. I'm like, man, I'm used to wearing dress-up shirts and stuff. Like, I didn't even have a concept of Jordans or anything like that when I first went to high school, bro. Because I was so used to, private school uniforms. Now, Delano Music, I want to ask you a question real quick. You say your background, you're Jamaican, right?
Yes.
Do you have any like family members? Because I noticed that Jamaicans kind of stay, in they unit when they come to America, but they also open up a lot of businesses. Is it easier for y'all to work overseas versus working with each other in Jamaica?
I would say it's a lot more opportunity to work in the U.S. Because the U.S. is the easiest place to make money in the world, hands down. The reason why everybody leaves Jamaica is because ever since Jamaica split from Great Britain in '62, the government's been flip-flop. Granted, the economy is getting a lot better as of recent, but we just stay in a close knit because, all the negative propaganda that they say about Black people. Yeah, it's just like we just try to stay close knit, and then we learn about.
So I mean, where do y'all hear that propaganda about? Because I know that in
it's on
like
TV.
Foreign communities, they kind of like the Black. They kind of like this with Black people in America. They like,
Wait, Delano, did you say that there's propaganda? Like on us against y'all? Is that what you're saying? Like Jamaicans think that we're
no. He was saying the other way. You were saying the other way around, right?
No. I'm saying the U.S. tries to make Black people in the U.S. look bad around the world.
Right.
True. So you mean like Native Black Americans, right?
That's Native Black Americans. Oh, okay, they try to push that back, and like as of recent, now that the internet's going around, like people see It's all a
Right,
lie.
right.
They see it all a lie, because truth be told, in my opinion, I think the only culture the U.S. has is black culture.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything else is pulled from Europe. But so the only native culture besides Native Americans is black culture in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I seen. I mean, I've talked to a couple people that came from Africa, Senegal, and whatnot, and they've said the same thing, that they've received the same like negative media, like propaganda about black people, and like how, like what you may experience. Sickening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sickening.
Yeah, I mean,
Most
we
people
know how
wouldn't know
that.
about that.
Yeah, we know how most Africans operate when they come to America. So I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah.
It's a divide and conquer strategy. They got to do it like that.
Yes, it's sad.
They got to do it like that. And you know what though? Like even in Europe, the French don't necessarily get along with the Spain and stuff. They had cat fighting in Europe for hundreds of years. They just got together recently to they figure they're gonna dominate the world, so they got to come together.
Exactly.
I want to say this too, by Mike Fletcher. He's dead on when he says we are popular culture worldwide, man. I'm gonna say this about Brazil. I don't know why this song is so popular, but I hear this song every morning on mega speakers from this car that be driving on the street. I hear it here, I hear it by Jazuka, and it's this song. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Every morning I'm like this. I'm like, man, why they play that? I want to go out there and be like, yo, why y'all like this song so much, man? Like, this is I hear that song almost every single day, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine hearing that song, and they love to play that particular part. Like the chorus, they love the chorus. Everybody was kung fu fighting. I was like, man, and Sissy Lou, in Colombia they like that that "This Is How We Do It" Montel Jordan song.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do love that. Yeah, yeah, you're right about that.
This is how we do it. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna say what's a sleeper that I did not know though. Because it's like an Afro-Brazilian club called Farrisceo. I don't know if y'all familiar with that. But they love that song. What's the name of that? Is it Escape? Boy, you should know that. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching.
I'm like, how y'all know these songs? I thought that was like an Atlanta hood song or something.
Nah, that's facts. I remember one time I heard some what was it?
The Fly Boy says Brazil funk. He might be right, bro, because we hear that song a lot.
I heard like Earth, Wind, and Fire one time.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Can you remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Yeah, they love our music, man.
Man, I went to the club. I went to the club in Curitiba, and I was expecting Brazilian funk the whole night. All I heard was Drake, Kendrick. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? I look around like, y'all, it's only American music here? They're like, yeah, we love this.
Oh, my bad. My bad, Eric. I didn't even see you out there. I didn't even see you down there, brother. My bad. I had to scroll down to see you. What's going on, brother?
It's all good, man. I was listening to y'all when I just left the gym and stuff. I said, let me hurry up and get home, see if I can get me a quick piece of that. Hey, man.
Yeah. I see you got the Flamingo jersey on. That's what's up. I gotta give you one of those.
Hey, look, when I go to the gym, I'm in Orlando. So when I put this on, the Brazilians, they be looking like, what? Flamingo? Oh, they get real happy. They get real happy.
Yeah. They are, bro. They are so serious about this soccer out here, bro.
Yes.
They serious about that soccer out here, man.
Yeah, we had the privilege to go to that last game, and bro, it was 47,000 in the stadium, and you talking about an experience. It's nothing like going to a game in the States. I mean, they literally, if you're the opposing team, you get escorted and put in a certain section, and you can't leave that section. You have to come early and stay, and then if the game's over, especially if you lose, then you have to stay afterwards another hour before they even let you. And not just the fans, but also the team too. So
yeah,
they're serious about that work. They'll get it to you. And don't let them lose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, man, but like I said, I was just listening. I left the gym and I was listening to y'all talk about it, and everything is spot on with what you're saying, man. Real talk. You know, me and you had a chance to chop it up, and it's so many aspects of Brazil that a lot of people just don't really get.
Mm-hmm.
Some dudes, they come down there for like 2 weeks, they in and out, and I'm like, you don't really see the thing until you start going over and over and over and over. You know, like I said, May was my 9th trip, so. But I've been to Belo Horizonte, I've been to Salvador, and a little bit of Sao Paulo, you know, and it's a different aspect when you start going to other places outside of Rio, because you get a better appreciation. And everything a lot of the brothers have been saying is dead on. Their music, you will hear anything from James Brown to Montel Jordan to Beyonce. Beyonce is their new hotness right now. They're really into Beyonce. But what a lot of Black Americans don't get is that they don't understand that Brazil is going through their civil rights movement. But they're not paying attention. We went to Salvador, and for them to see us, Black American men in bunches, you know how we roll, we 20, 25 deep.
Y'all deep, bro.
They get excited. I mean, we literally had a guy come up to us in the mall in Salvador, and was like that scene out of Coming to America. He heard us speaking English, and he just turned around and, oh my God, Black American, blah, 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 blah. And he just sat there and he spoke English, and he was just so appreciative of that. Another time, me and my boy went to Belo Horizonte, and they wanted to know, well, why are you up here? I'm like, because we want to come up here and explore and see something outside of Rio. And we met a lawyer. We went in the mall. We were shopping. People came and want to take pictures with us. And then other people trying to figure out like who we are. And it's like they're drawn to you because we're inspirational to them. That's what a lot of guys don't really get. When you're there, they see you as what they can be because they've been told that they aren't that. The reason why you see a lot of the dark-skinned Brazilians with white Brazilians is because in their country, they've been told that the standard of beauty is white skin. If you notice all the magazines and stuff, you'll see white-skinned people.
So, y'all can hear me? I'm sorry. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. And the same thing with a lot of the hip-hop artists. There are a lot of white or light-skinned people that are being presented. And for a long time, they wouldn't even wear their hair in Afro puffs. But now they see us and they say, wait a minute, this is who we see. We listen to our music. We can do the same thing. So now when they embrace our culture, they also embrace our struggle and they identify with that. Because now you're starting to see, I'm Afro-Brazilian, I'm Black. Whereas before, that wasn't the case. So when you're talking about Brazil and opportunities, us going there, opening up businesses and working together with the locals is even more beneficial because we have the status and we also understand the struggle that they're going through. And they really do embrace us. That's why it's so important for us to be able to network. Like you said, like Rodrigo over at Casa Black Rio. I mean, dude is in there putting work. He's the biggest promoter in Rio, Black promoter. When he does an event, brother, you best believe it's going to be popping. He knows all the hip hop artists and stuff. That dude is the biggest promoter. When Charles was alive, he used to get him those media passes and stuff. So yeah. So like you said, that's enough, brother, to know. And being there, you want to mend those relationships, like Obi. Obi just left, what I'm saying, his new life, but we were there to support him, and everybody knows Obi in this space, but at the same time, you still want to have that connection with people, because if you say, Obi, I need to get in contact with somebody, I want to open up a business in Roshina. Oh, okay, I got you. I'm gonna call this, and you already got that plug. So it's so many different aspects, and that people don't really take the time to see the big picture. You've been there a long time, so you've been able to see the long haul. They love everything American. You see now they just got the new era hats. So they love the new era hats. They rocking the Jordans. Anything that they see, the music and stuff, the jerseys, all that stuff. A lot of the girls are wearing the big NBA jerseys now, like they used to do back in the day. And the music, trust me, even their music sounds like our music.
Yes.
They got trap.
It does.
Trap. Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to it. I'm like, well, this is the same thing that we listening to. You know? But
there's a reason why I'm DJing in Brazil next month.
yeah. And they embrace it. But the thing, like one of the guys said earlier, is that they still are about that family unit. They're about that togetherness. If they bring you into your family, then you good. I just talked to one of our brothers tonight. You know, he's bringing his girl back. They've been together 3 years, and he's about to get married. And there's another brother that's getting married in Sao Paulo on the 2nd. But see, we don't really publicize that because brothers get Brazil twisted. If you want to have, a lot of dudes want to have wives. Let's just keep it a buck. A lot of dudes want to have wives. I talk to plenty of guys. They want to have wives. They might come down for the fun and sun, but they really want to have wives in that family structure. And even though you might be in Rio, once you go outside of Rio and you start going up north, Cabo Frio, you start going to Brasilia, Belo Horizonte, Fortaleza, stuff like that, you're going to see a different type of structure and a different type of woman because they want to be wives too. And they understand that process. Like my man Larry, the American Brazilian, he's up in Jacksonville. You know, he's married and has a wife and they live here in the States. So it can be done. And brothers, they want that. And in Brazil, you can get that, but you just have to get out of the tourist area. You just really go. Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to hog the whole conversation. I heard it and I'm just trying to
man. You're making some very valid points. And I really enjoyed being at that welcome dinner with you guys too. And that's what I was talking about. Like how everybody kind of came together, how we moved as a unit out there. You showed me a lot, and that was very interesting.
Yeah, because you know what we do is kind of like we have guys that are scared to come and on their own. They don't have they've never been out of the country. And you bring them in a group environment, and I always say that it's like going to basic training. You got people coming from different backgrounds, different experiences and stuff, and you come together and you breaking bread with dudes that you never known or may not never met in the States. And you go through the experiences that we go through, and 2 weeks later, you got dudes that those are your brothers for life. And you see, that's how it works. But to your point about what's going on here, I just said the same thing last night. I'm like, dude, we got too many brothers, a league of extraordinary gentlemen is what I call them, that we need to get past women. All of us travel here know that their beauty is plentiful. Now is the time for us to get together and leverage not just our money, but also our status. Because when we go there, they looking, they watching, they keeping an eye. You have Africans that try to emulate being an American, and I've had Brazilian chicks say, no, we know they're not American. They try to pass themselves off like that. And they've done that in Thailand too. So, hey, real talk. Yeah. They're like, no, we know. We know because we get off a different energy, and they gravitate towards that. You know,
I am from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I gotta be quiet. At BMT, you know, they say I be hating on African BMT. You know, I gotta be quiet. You know, so I can't make no joke.
Oh nah.
No.
I've definitely heard.
I got a question.
That's a good point, though, Black man.
I got a question, brothers. Any ideas? I got in a little late. I did want to check out the Airbnbs out there in Brazil. I got a cousin of mine that do Airbnb in Atlanta, and he was trying to extend himself out there to Brazil. But then this whole the whole pandemic thing happened and slowed a lot of stuff down. Do y'all guys have any groups that we can work with, like now, say, some guys who really know, because I know you said inside the Facebook group, but I'm talking about like on the grounds besides just the Facebook group, who's really directly connected, so we can exchange them numbers and get this ball rolling. Because I'm with it. I'm with the investments. I'm with seeing what's going on. I got a cousin. We can collaborate. He lives an alternate lifestyle. Not to put his. I don't mind, but I know that if I go down to Brazil, I'm not going to be hanging with that type of crowd. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like, I can't really speak on Brazil. Eric, he might can answer that. But as far as I do have some connections in Colombia, but I don't know if you want to answer that, BMO.
Well, we do have a couple of brothers that have actually just recently bought in Brazil. We already have attorneys and people there that you can work with. Also, people that want to fix and repair. But you need to make sure that that's what you want to do, because with the exchange rate is great right now, and I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. I actually been looking at a hotel, because if you look at a couple of spots, there's a website called Zap Immovis, and there's a couple of hotels that really could be gotten for, the low. Why get an Airbnb when you can do a pool and just get a hotel? That way you got your own spot. And with the exchange rate right now, which I think is going to hit about 6, you're talking about. Ooh,
don't let it hit 6.
Yeah, don't let it hit 6. You're talking about $50, and you got your own spot. Plus, you can hook it up with your own restaurant, because that's another thing too. They like our food.
Oh, word.
Yeah, they like our food. But see, what's missing down there is introduction.
The ingredients.
Going to Outback is kind of like you going to Ruth Chris here. It's a big deal for them. Outback Steakhouse is a big deal for them. You talking about you taking a chick to Outback, bro? You won't be able to get rid of her for a week or so. So
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So
okay.
I know these things. A lot of brothers don't look, because they go and they just look at one thing. They don't take the time to make friends. Like, I have friends. When I go there, they know me. They, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. How's everything going? How's your family? They know me. And when you have that type of relationship, you get more opportunities presented to you. Especially if you foster that relationship. They look up to you, and you have to understand that. But at the same time, you have to look up to them as well, because you're a guest in their country.
Right.
And a lot of brothers, they take that matrix mentality with them. They think, okay, yeah, I got the dollar, I'm better than you. No, brother, you got the dollar, and that's great that you have the opportunity to come here. But humble yourself, because these people have been through a lot. They don't have much, but they'll give you the shirt off your back. If you treat them with respect and stuff and whatnot. And one of the brothers, I learned something from him about 3 years ago in Salvador. He said, when I come to Brazil, he said, I always come with stuff to give to the people that I interact with. He said, it's a pair of sunglasses, a pack of T-shirts. They used to be crazy about the do-rags and stuff like that. Little things like that, those gestures, they go a long way. And you foster a relationship, but they appreciate that, because they think, well, wow, you an American and you think enough of me to do something for me. Then, dude, I've seen it.
Man, that's a very good point, man. That's a very good point. I think that, like, we as a group of men, I've always said this, in my opinion, that we do give back more than others, in my opinion, because we're giving back in the DR, we're giving in Colombia. You got Flip Flop, that he got toy drives out there. BMT does toy drives with the orphanage out there in the Dominican Republic. I see y'all do a lot of work out there in Rio, BMO. So, like, we're constantly giving back, man. That's why we have to be successful. That's why we have to create some of value so we can give back even more. So, guys, we've been out of this for a little minute. I'm going to get everybody's closing thoughts. Go ahead and wrap up the show, starting with you, Delano Music.
First and foremost, I couldn't agree with you more, BMO. Man, you got to give back to them people, because we live in a privileged life over here. I say utilize the groups, man. BMO, Black Man's Option, man. Just use everything. BMT, sheesh, man. It's we're blessed to have this community that is more than willing to reach out and help each other. You know, so just utilize everybody, man. Hey, simple as that.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate you coming on, brother.
All right, take care.
Peace. Essential entities. You want to go ahead and go? Give us your last thoughts.
Yeah, I just look forward. I look forward to networking with y'all guys. My real name on Facebook is Sharon Ocean. I go. That's my business. Everything. But I got like I told you, I had a little issue with somebody on my Facebook thing. I'll get that straightened out in a minute. But I'm actually a member of BMT, and I don't think about Black Man's Option BMO. But what I'll do is, y'all guys can easily reach out. I think I did reach out to a couple of dudes. I haven't done it in a group. I just like to talk to a person one-on-one, make sure that we on the same track about getting, doing some business. And I know y'all brothers about brothers growing, so I'm willing to take, I'm willing to start building. I'll say, hey, listen, who I got to get in contact with, who I got to see. I don't want to just go out there just to have fun. I'm going to go out there for business and business and pleasure. I don't want to just go out there for pleasure. I just rather, my first trip, I never been there. I've been in Mexico. I never been that far out, and I haven't been to Colombia neither. I usually just go to Mexico, DR, Puerto Rico. I just stay kind of close here. But the Bahamas, I go through all those islands and stuff like that. But now it's time. I know the opportunity over there, and I know y'all brothers doing some good things, and I'd rather network with y'all brothers, man, and we can get some business done.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely, bro. Appreciate you coming on.
No, I appreciate y'all guys, man. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate y'all guys, for real.
What's up? Yeah, I'll go ahead and go, bro. Man, hey, good stream, brother. I think we can work together. I think it's just like BMO said. Like I was saying earlier, man. Like a lot of people harp on the women. They say all we do is talk about women, but I'm telling you, man, that is actually the first step. Once we get the woman, then you get the family, then you get the community, then you get this, county, town, city, state, nation. That's how it works. So you know what I mean. So. Yeah, man, that was a good stream, brother. Like I said, man, we definitely gotta do some more things in the future, bro. We can do some more Mexico. Hey, whenever you come to Mexico, man, let me know, man. I'll show you around the way.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. Hey, I want to have just as much fun as you had in Colombia when you first pulled up on me. Okay.
All right, man. I got you. All right, good, bro.
All right, brother. All right. BMO, my brother Eric, man. Bro, I'm glad you came on the show. What's going on, brother?
Man, hey, look, man. Like I said, I just heard y'all left the gym. I said, dang, let me hurry up and get home real quick, man. I'm sorry about the other night. I just couldn't get on. Something came up, so. But
it's all good, man. It's all good, man. You dropping a lot of good knowledge, a lot of information. Like I say, I love the way BMO, that the speech you had and just networking with the brothers and. It was great, man. I loved it, bro. I loved it. I love even like the camaraderie behind it too. Like you giving the what was those like the coins, the BMO coins with Charles Tyler on it. I still got mine, man. I still got mine.
Hey, you're in a privileged group because they're only for guys that come on the trip. But my closing remarks is that. We as Black men in America need to understand that we've been told that we're supposed to be adversarial towards each other. And you have to stop thinking like that. Because when you come together, you are a force. You are powerful. I've seen it happen, and I know the effects of it. So whether you fly BMO, BMT, whatever flag you choose to fly, we're all traveling Black men, and we all need to work together. And it's hard because we're not taught that. But here you're seeing brothers do those things. We're working together. We're traveling together. We're breaking bread together, not just outside the states, but inside the states, because this is going to be your 10% of the people that you're going to be able to network it and relate with. So it's a mindset. And being around other brothers and listening to Aaron dropping that knowledge, it's going to get you into that mindset because, hey, we all want the same thing. We all want to be successful and happy and have a better option outside the matrix. And I'm going to end it on that.
Man, good point, man. Once again, brother, we got to do our own dedicated show very soon.
Let me know, man.
I'll definitely chop it up with you. After we do the show, we'll chop it up, man. And we can definitely do a show, man, because this is a very important topic for brothers, man. We actually, both our movements are helping brothers because, a lot of cats don't see no way out. But thanks God for Charles Tyler, who gave us that option, man.
Yes, sir.
He came in my life at a very good time, man. I really needed to see some type of solution because there's a lot of brothers that wasn't really giving solutions. They were just complaining on YouTube about, society and American culture and everything. And I was like, Charles Tyler, thank God for him, man, because he changed my life.
Well, you having the same effect on brothers as well, because you don't know who that brother out there that needs to hear what you have to say. Because even though we think we're a big group, we really aren't. A lot of people don't even know that we exist. That the black dudes that are traveling in mass like this, and when they see it, it's very empowering to them. They say, damn, y'all travel together. Y'all got 15, 20, 30 guys going together. Y'all able to do that? I can't even get 2 or 3 of my friends to go. I say, well, you got the wrong friends. It's time for you to get the new ones.
That's a good point. Very good point. Well, man, Eric, BMO, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro. We'll definitely do a show soon.
Let me know, brother.
All right, peace. All right, man, that was a good show. Another classic show. I appreciate all the guys that joined, contributed. We're going to keep doing these shows, man, because we want to get that information out there. And it is important. We at a time right now, man, where it's very important for us to work together for the greater good, man. And we got to kind of like, let our egos down, go a little bit, and we got to come together, man. It's a lot of opportunities out here. It's a lot of opportunities out here that we can take advantage of. All right. So once again, appreciate you guys joining the show, man. Peace. Till next time. Be safe. Blessings.